Every time we're in Durango, Colorado, we stop at Ska Brewing Company, and Dave Thibodeau joins us. Dave, we are going to jump in and see some canning.
Yeah, this is kind of cool. We're just getting set up right now. So we actually have a 2-story canning line, and so you can see there's a few of the first cans are just starting to come up off the line right now. And this is True Blonde. We just finished canning a bunch of Mexican lager. That's what they've been canning all day. The True Blonde's gonna
stories of canning.
Footprint. We just didn't have enough space. So this used to be our cold room. You can kind of see there's still fans and compressors up there. And
Yep.
And we kind of ran out of space as a cold room right away, and we didn't have a lot of room downstairs. So you'll see when we get downstairs, that's where the actual filler is. And then up here is where we pack on. That's where the cans come out of this.
Yeah, what's this beauty?
This is a depalletizer made by Ska Fabricating. So my partner Matt owns Ska Fabricating, and they manufacture depalletizers for breweries all around the world.
Okay, talk about this facility, the type of production, what you have going on here, and are you canning every single day?
Not every single day, but we do quite a bit of canning and packaging here. And let me ask Brendan, total cases you guys are doing today?
Total cases is 2,400 cases.
So they're doing about 2,400 cases today. The canning line itself does about 200 cans a minute. So what they're doing here is they pull off. When we finish Mexican lager, we chase that beer through the lines with water.
Yep.
To make sure to push it all out, and then make sure we're not getting any beer.
Yeah, you don't want to
flavor.
cross it.
Yeah, exactly. And then we test. We set those couple cases aside for quality control testing, and then
Can I get in on that?
of course.
What does it taste like? Seriously, like different beer crosses.
Well, we can pull one. These ones won't be there. Those ones will probably be watery. I don't know how many cans they'll pull off right now.
But you've got to use the can for it too, huh? There's a little bit of waste in there.
Oh yeah, it's not very much though. And then once it's good, those guys will take it home and drink it anyway.
Nice.
So,
How many cans is on that pallet right there?
I think there's about on a full pallet when it starts. There's about 300 cases worth of beer on a pallet.
300
our
cases.
pallets, and
Okay.
That depalletizer's built custom to that size.
So that's about 720 cans?
I'm not doing the math right now.
Yeah, but so you said it's going to go so fast, this whole pallet's going to be like less than 3 minutes?
Oh, no. This pallet will be about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay, nice.
Yeah. 200 cans a minute
Okay.
is what the line runs. So you can see it just pushed these cans off the canning line, slowly starting to make its way down to the filler downstairs. And yeah, Jay, if you kind of film that, after it gets depalletized, moves along here, it comes down, and then it goes on a vertical conveyor right through a hole in the floor, right over here. And then that's going down into our filler downstairs. So you can see it's kind of cool. This thing's actually air that sucks those cans and holds them to this filler, holds them to this conveyor. It's kind of cool if you want to see how it works. See these two little holes here? So this thing's sucking air, pulling the cans into the conveyor on the other side. And that's
Wow.
what's holding the cans onto this vertical conveyor. So then after they go down and get filled, they'll make their way all the way through, and they're starting to come back off the line now.
So we're going to run downstairs and see them get filled, right?
Yeah, so here they coming back upstairs through another vertical conveyor on the other side. And then once he gets it full, the 6-packer will kick in. So, Greg, if you want one of these, freshest True Blonde you'll ever have.
Is it cold? Oh,
Yeah, it's icy cold. Look at that.
Hey, Parker,
Right off the line.
I gotta put this. Can you hold this for a second? It's an honor, right off the line. Fresh.
So this is our true quality control testing.
It's heaven. I died and went to heaven. My life is complete now, Dave. My life is complete now. My life is complete. That is such a treat.
Fresh off the line. Look at him. And I know you're hot.
You need one?
Oh, I would, brother, but I'm on my gluten-free thing right
get
now.
him out of here.
These ones are actually gluten-free.
Are they? Are they?
Yeah.
I should drink one. I love your beers.
You should.
Oh.
I shouldn't really say that live because I don't know that it'll be gluten-free forever. That's an
Let me just hide in the corner
basically an
and say,
unintended
finish
consequence
beer.
from a clarifying enzyme that's in the beer.
Really?
The gluten down, and it measures less than 10 parts per billion, which
That was so
Is
good.
parts per
basically
billion.
nothing.
Yeah. 20
That
is,
is-
what 20 is what the FDA says you have to have for beer to be considered gluten-free. But because beer had ingredients with gluten in it to begin with, you can't call it gluten-free. You could call it gluten-reduced,
Reduced, yeah.
even though it measures substantially low.
That is a cool little known fact. I love it.
It's not in all of our beers, obviously, like our hazy beers. We don't want those beers to be clear.
Sure.
So. All right. Okay, Greg got everything.
I'm alive again. Wow, and wow. Sorry about the camera work there.
Yeah, so now they got to let a little bit back up, and then this thing, there we go, puts the actually puts the 6-pack rings on them. It's kind of hard when you first start up, but then once it starts rolling,
It starts
so
cranking.
yeah. So right now, none of them have rings on it, but it should be starting, I believe.
Have you changed up the package a little bit?
Yeah, we refreshed the whole brand.
Talk about that. What was the idea behind doing that?
Yeah, do you guys wanna go down to the filler, or do you want to see the whole thing actually operate?
Yeah, let's see it operate.
So right now they're not quite to where the 6-pack is supposed to
Just such an incredible machine.
Check.
Does this mic sound better? Yeah, we should have let it get going a little bit, but it's gonna take them. It'll take a little longer to even get it set up than it'll take to actually can what's left on that pallet. So maybe we should go down and. Yeah, let's go down and check out the filler. It's going to be a little bit before they're actually getting the 6-pack rings on. But I was going to show you. There's the machine that folds the boxes as well, the flats that it comes in. But we can skip that. Let's run downstairs. I'll show you the filler. So basically, our brewery. This is the warehouse. We've got our pilot system over there, but the brewery's got 2 floors that have 23-foot high ceilings, and then this quadrant of the brewery where the stairwell is here has 4 stories. So the 2 bottom stories are our tasting room. Right now, I'll show you kind of what we're doing when we finish with the filler for COVID. We're not doing any indoor seating yet.
Oh, Dave, where's my bag at?
Brian's got it.
Oh, shoot. Thank you. Thank you.
So everybody still has their PPE glasses and such on?
Yes, sir.
I can take that back.
Oh, yeah. That's the.
Yeah, you can see this is the main part of the brewery. Obviously, all the fermenters and
Smell of what?
yeah, you can smell the beer. And the filler's over here. So here you can see are the cans coming down on that vertical conveyor that I was showing you.
That is so cool, guys, isn't that?
What's that, Brian?
That is such a cool operation you guys have, man.
Yeah, my partner Matt designed this, and he bought all the conveyance and stuff off of eBay. And I didn't believe that he could make vertical conveyors work, but he pulled it off.
That is awesome. Look at that filling machine in there.
Is that beer coming out of there?
That's water from rinsing the cans off. So it comes through, it gets flipped over, it gets blown out with purified air to blow out any dust or particulate that's in there, and then makes its way. And then obviously this is the filler.
Wow.
And this is what's moving, 200 cans a minute. And then you can see over here, this is actually the seamer right here. So that thing's putting the lids on them.
This is built for some pretty high production, huh?
Yeah, and then it comes through here. This thing does a quick X-ray check of it to see if it's full. And we're usually at about 11.9 to 12.1 ounces in these cans.
Holy cow.
And then if it's not full, that thing punches the cans out and they go in this bucket, and then I grab one and I pop it open and drink it.
Oh my goodness. And so what does it do to markets so you know?
Oh, we just know it. This bucket is cans that weren't filled perfectly, but see how close it was?
Oh my goodness. Why do you have to get rid of it with it being that close?
Oh, it's just, the can says 12 ounces and you've got an allowance there, but you want to give the consumer what they want. You don't.
Why not always go over a little?
Because then it's a mess when you open it. People get upset when the cans are too full too. And then you can see, then it twists over. So then when it makes it back up the conveyor, it comes out, right side up on the conveyor table back upstairs.
Any other breweries you know of doing something like that?
I mean, a lot of them have canning lines like this, but I haven't seen anybody do it on 2 stories like this. So that's always been kind of fun.
Oh, wow, Dave.
So, yeah, Greg, if you want one of those, feel free.
Greg's like, no, stop it.
Wow.
So that's really about it for the canning operation. You guys want to check out our outdoor seating really quick?
If you don't mind.
Yeah, before we call it a day.
Ska Brewing Company, Durango, Colorado. Catching up with Dave Thibodeau. This is probably this is always a treat when we get this leg of the trip.
This is kind of cool too. Abel, are you checking the seams?
I am checking the seam.
So, see what he's doing here? He's checking to make sure that seam's perfect. So we have a little machine and a computer system that measures it, and then he double checks it with a micrometer to make sure that seam is curled around the top of the can just perfectly.
You don't want to pop it open.
Yep. And there it is on the computer. See, so he's measuring it to make sure those things are perfectly sealed.
So how many times do you do that?
How often do you do this, Abel?
I do it every hour, depending on how many cases we're running. We're running 2,300 a day, and I've already done it 4 times. So about every hour, about 4 to 5 times a day, or 4 times a run.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. It's not just simply can and beer.
Ska Brewing, man.
Pretty fun.
So Dave, the beer's already ice cold, so you're filling them really cold out of the tanks.
Yeah, we can walk out the brewery this way. Yeah, so when the beer goes into what we call the bright tank, which is the last tank it goes into before we package it, it's cold. Once it moves into that, watch your step here. Once it moves into that tank, it's cold. And it stays cold until, well, it stays cold hopefully until it's in the consumer's hand. So this kind of walks out. You can see we're actually standing underneath our spent grain silo. And then these are big 240 barrel fermenters right here, our outdoor fermenters in our beer garden. So the beer garden, where we've set it up now to try and make it as safe as possible for everybody. It's kind of neat. You can see how big these tanks are when you look in here. And there's a catwalk on the top of them for when we dry hop beers. Like our Modus Operandi is one of the main beers that goes in here. A lot of Modus, a lot of Mexican lager, and Modus has a ton of dry hops. So we have to use that catwalk to get on top of the tanks to put hops in. And then out here's the beer garden, and everyone's wearing masks. We sanitize the tables between every sitting. There's sanitizer on every table. And you can see they're all spread apart. There's a table up here. There's some people further over in the grass. And then we actually converted part of the parking lot and put some picnic tables up over there with umbrellas. So we built little walls out of pallets. And so we sanitize every piece of furniture, every table between every seating. And that's, it's not as, it's taken a little getting used to, to not be able to just come into the brewery and sit where you want. But I think people are starting to get a kick out of it. So a day like this, it's a little windy, but it's nice, out in the beer garden. So
No seating on the inside yet? Is that what
not yet. We're gonna probably get that rolling just before the 4th of July weekend. So we'll have some tables open inside. We'll have a couple more tables out here, and we've got some tables. You can see the second floor of the container up there has got some separated bar stools. And then people wait up here. There's 2 more tables on this side of the building.
It's kind of popping.
Yeah, so we don't open till 3 o'clock, just Tuesday through Saturday now. But trying to do
this
the best
little
we
beauty?
can to. Yeah, this is a cool. When people order their food or the curbside takeout, so that they didn't have to get near anybody. This is a little PA system. It comes out of the kitchen. Your food gets put on a conveyor. People could drive up in their cars, and we'll call them on the PA system.
That's super sick.
And then
Nice
they could come.
work.
Yeah, they could come pick up their food off the conveyor belt.
Now,
so.
is this Ska Engineering, or what is the name of the Ska?
Ska Fabricating.
Fabrication.
Ska Fab.
Does he like to just tinker? This is awesome, man.
Oh yeah, there's stuff like this always happening around here. So it's
So
it's
beer to
really
go
fun.
too, right?
Beer to go, curbside pickup on food, and now finally some people have an opportunity to enjoy themselves outside. So once you're at your table, you don't need to wear a mask, but everyone's supposed to just stay, with their group and at their table, and then when they walk in, or if they have to go inside, use the restroom, whatever it might be, then they put their masks on. So it's
always-
working out pretty nice.
Always a treat, man. What else? I think we covered a lot
There
of
it
ground
is.
there.
Sorry, I was longer than I expected.
No. And in a nutshell,
No way.
Durango, Colorado, beautiful day. What is it, Tuesday? I don't even know.
Tuesday. Yes.
We had
tomorrow.
a
Yeah.
huge full day today. Dave Thibodeau has been with us through Paonia. Back down to Durango, we had a full day yesterday. Tonight we're going to go over to a guy named Patrick's house. I don't know who Patrick is.
So Patrick owns a trout farm on the south of town, about 10 miles. So down there by our buddy Jay Lum, and there's a lot of springs rolling out the hillside up there, and they actually can raise fish. And I know they have to deal with like the Fish and Game or Division of Wildlife, and there's a lot, but they raise trout for food down there. And so Patrick's an interesting character. There's a lot of interesting characters down in that neck of the woods. It should be fun.
We're going to grab some beer. We're going to have some local food. Just take it all in from Durango, Colorado, and the Modern Eater Show. When you're in Durango, this is the stop. Ska Brewing Company. Dave Thibodeau, always the best host. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thank you guys for swinging by again.
Boom. The Modern
always
Eater Show.
always happy to have you.
Back on down the road.